Hello, greetings and welcome to another episode of Being Healthy, the Shaolin Way. In today's episode, we shall discuss an important adjunct to your meditation practice. They are called mudras. Mudras are movements and postures of the body, an appendage of hand that can call our attention to a spiritual concept or an aspect of spirit. Mudras are imbued with and have an energy of their own because they have been practiced by thousands of people for centuries, even millennia. They are used by monks in their spiritual exercises of prayer, ritual movement, ceremony, concentration, and meditation. They're also used to teach spiritual concepts to monks. High levels of psychic energy, will, and mental focus are required for efficient meditation. Mudra performances during meditation can assist in raising energy levels and mental focus. Considerably more energy and mental application are required to communicate audibly using mantra than mudra during meditation. Physical communication with mudra can be more energy efficient and less disturbing to the consciousness than audible communication. This can make mudra use much more efficient than mantra or affirmations. The energy and the concept of a mudra can be experienced in the performance of the mudra. The form of the five elements is a mudra of movement. They can be move the consciousness into the awareness of being part of nature and spirit. The inclusion of mudra in the practice of forms will make the form practice a ritual of spiritual insight, affirmation, and a recommitment to the inner work. To obtain efficient results from mudra training within the performance of forms, these five criteria must be met. The nada of the form must be performed in the state of dharana. The practitioner must have intellectual knowledge of the meaning of the mudra practice. The personality must have matured enough to realize the truth of the meaning of the mudra. The results are enhanced with the silent recitation of the name of the mudra as it is performed. The nada practice or form must have a disciplined schedule, a minimum of 3 or 4 times a week. This repetition of practice will have greater influence than auto-suggestion alone. If the physical health requirements are met, such as nutrition, sleep, hygiene, and so forth, vitality levels in mental health and acuity will rise. The results will develop and instill spiritual perception. Stress and suffering will diminish in direct proportion to the development of spiritual perception. Divine love, light, wisdom, and joy will develop in direct proportion to the development of spiritual perception. Now, the use of mudra begins with the knowledge of the meaning of each mudra practice. While there are a large number of esoteric mudra, certainly some of them are most common. I shall now give you some of the most common. The Baya mudra. Usually one hand is held flat, fingers and palm vertical, in front of the shoulder or center in front of the throat. This mudra is a request for divine assistance in the incorporation of peace and fearlessness into one's personality. This concept of fearlessness is aimed at the courage required to face and defeat the classic demons of self-centeredness, ignorance, and fear. This victory is a prerequisite for complete spiritual realization. With the defeat of the inner demons, one becomes a being of infinite peace. The mudra becomes a sign of non-aggression, protection, blessing, reassurance, and compassion for all others in the self. The personality must be purified to completely experience spirit. The amount of spiritual realization one attains is directly proportional to how well the aspects of spirit are integrated into the personality. Some aspects of spirit include divine love, light, compassion, truth, wisdom, joy, peace, unity, and bliss. For this mudra, the affirmation is, I am an immortal spiritual being of infinite peace and fearlessness. Without fear, I will face and defeat the demons within. The next mudra we should consider is called the Virata mudra. Usually, one hand is held flat, fingers and palm vertical, fingers pointing down at the hip or center, out in front of the navel. This mudra is a request for divine assistance in the incorporation of the five perfections into the personality. It symbolizes the bestowal of the five perfections, the supreme accomplishment. The five perfections is a template used in the process of self-examination, personality purification, for the development of spiritual realization. These five perfections are actually pairs of perfections. Perfect compassion develops perfect charity. Perfect love develops perfect morality. Perfect determination develops perfect patience. Perfect discipline develops perfect effort. And perfect concentration or meditation develops perfect enlightenment. The delusion of pride and separateness is transformed into compassion, equality, in the experience of unity. Now, the mudra affirmation for this is, I am an immortal spiritual being, transformed by the five perfections. I'm devoted to the salvation of humanity. Next, we should consider the Namaste mudra. It is otherwise known as the prayer mudra, or the mudra of humility. Palms of the hands placed together, fingers pointed up in front of the heart, often performed with the bow. This is the mudra of respect and humility. It is used as a greeting and for prayer. The delusion of separateness transforms into the awareness of spiritual unity. This is an acknowledgement of the microcosmic self, existing as a part of the great self. Now, the mudra affirmation for this is, I behold the eternal infinite life of love and compassion that exists within you, within me, and exists within all of creation and beyond. Next, I would like to draw your attention to the Dhyana mudra, which is otherwise known as the meditation mudra. The hands are placed in the lap, palms up, one hand on top of the other, thumbs raised and touching. The delusion of attachment transforms to wisdom and discernment. Now, the effects of the senses, tranquility and mental balance in meditation are enhanced. This mudra assists in the accomplishment of mastery of the mind. Mental mastery is a prerequisite to true meditation. The thumbs raised and touching represents the spiritual fire that consumes all impurities. The mudra affirmation for this mudra is, my being rests in supreme awareness. Now, these are just a small samplings of mudra. We can go into greater detail if you'd like. In fact, there are 30, 50, hundreds of mudras. Today's reading was taken from the Kundalini teachings of Vajramukti Yogi, as taught by Bodhidharma and authored by Sifu Tom Smith. You can visit us at our podcast entitled Health the Shaolin Way, or visit us at healthyshaolin.com. You can also learn more about the monks of the Order of the Shaolin Temple at shaolintempleus.org. Until next episode, I wish you peace, blessings, and namaste.